Lega Serie A and Be It are proud to present Serie A Be It.
Very good evening and welcome along to an electric Kiddies Stadium. It is one of the big matches on an incredible weekend of Serie A action as Atalanta entertain league leaders Napoli. Second against first here in Bergamo. Good evening from me, Patrick Kendrick, alongside former Fiorentina defender Lorenzo Amoruso. Good evening, Lorenzo.
Hi, Patrick. Good evening. It's one of these big games that, as an ex-football player, I would like to be involved there because those are the games you play where you're honestly the blood comes very close to that kind of a boiling situation, So those are the games that are so important and probably will tell us if Napoli or Atalanta will be one of the two Queen Kings depends in this league.
And you're not the only ex-footballer interested in this. We saw the Italy head coach Roberto Mancini alongside Lele Oriali. And Atalanta bounced back from their home defeat to Lazio to win at Napoli last weekend, and Gasperini names the same 11 tonight. Derone has done well just to make the bench, but this game comes too soon for the Dutchman. With Muriel out till the new year, Lazare will once again rely on the goals of Lookman. Rather than the Liverpool loss, Napoli's preparations were disrupted by the loss of Kvaratskhelia to injury. His coveted spot on the left wing has gone to Elmas. Macedonia makes only a fourth start of the season as one of four changes from the trip to Anfield. Juan Jesus, Zielinski and Lozano are all drafted in as well. That loss at Liverpool in the Champions League was the first time Napoli have been beaten this season, but in Serie A it's all going according to plan. 10 wins and 2 draws from a dozen matches so far. They've won each of their last 8, but Atalanta no slouches either. They've only lost once, which is why they begin this weekend as the Azzurri's nearest challengers. Few would have expected that. The season on from Atalanta finishing 8th. They have made the most of a free week to prepare for every single fixture. Gianpiero Gasperini earning his money, and how. On a weekend that features the Rome derby and the derby d'Italia, this match at the Geddes arguably has top billing. Atalanta begin their meeting with Napoli 5 points behind the league leaders, hoping to inflict a first league defeat on the Azzurri and do the rest of Serie A a favour as a result. Geddes Stadium is bouncing. The home fans determined to see Gasperini's men beat Napoli for the first time this season to pull within 2 points of the summit. It is the big game on this Saturday night in Serie A, and it's live here in Bergamo. Atalanta against Napoli, coming right up. Two most experienced coaches in Serie A in terms of matches they have taken charge of at this level. Gianpiero Gasperini up against Coach of the Month for October, Luciano Spalletti. The last time Atalanta were here, they endured their first defeat of the season. It came against Lazio. but they bounced back to win at Empoli. Napoli are now hoping to do likewise after losing at Anfield against Liverpool, albeit they're still top their section in Europe's Premier Club competition. This week's initiative, all about reading. You can donate a book to school from the 5th to the 13th of November. Rafael Toloi is the Atalanta skipper. As ever, Giovanni Di Lorenzo never gets a rest. Napoli can scarcely do without him. We have the very experienced official Maurizio Mariani. He's already taken charge of Napoli's win at Milan this season. They'll be hoping for a similar result tonight, the Partenopei. Atalanta might have changed their style, but they are thriving once again domestically. Roberto Mancini here, no doubt to see Giorgio Scalvini amongst others. Di Lorenzo also an Italy international, as is Alex Meret. But it's Victor Osimhen hogging the headlines after that stunning hat-trick against Sassuolo last weekend. Wonderful choreography here. They love nothing more than beating the sides from further south, be it Roma or Lazio and indeed Napoli. And Atalanta have had a happy knack of doing just that in recent times. Are used to a wall of noise, they're used to a cauldron of an atmosphere and the Maradona, but this is colder, this is the north, this is snarling, in-your-face fans. Never easy to come to Bergamo and win, and Atalanta pass the test. The league leaders are 5 points clear. They have a chance to go 8 points ahead at the Serie A summit. We're underway at Genis Stadium. Atalanta against Napoli. How do you see this one panning out, Lorenzo Amoruso?
Well, Napoli, of course, I think will have most of the possession of the ball, and few situations where one against one, probably Napoli can have a different. Of course, Atalanta is different from the Atalanta we've seen the last few years. They play as more backwards, they're using the counter-attack, they are going using the team more than the singular player. So there are two different ways to play football, of course, but no one of them is better, because both of them, they are fighting for the best position.
Gasperini, the Atalanta coach, was very frank when he addressed the media yesterday. Said few would have predicted that this fixture would be a top-of-the-table clash. Demiral had to deal with that as Osimhen was trying to sneak in behind. Højlund trying to get the better of his opposite number, Oliveira. Here's Lobotka, the man who Atalanta are going to try and keep quiet. He's at the heart of everything Napoli do well. Oliveira. Zombogisa. It is strange how Europe has been a decisive factor for both of these sides. Napoli have grown in confidence from their exploits on the continent. Atalanta have made the most of not having to play midweek to thrive on the weekend. Lobotka. Elmas looking for Osimhen, didn't read it well. It's run here for Lookman, and he immediately looked for Højlund, his strike partner. Ademola Lookman has been a breath of fresh air for Atalanta. 5 goals in Serie A, just one fewer than Micha Kvaratskhelia, who's out this evening with a back problem. Napoli were hit with that news on the eve of this game, yesterday's training session before they departed for Bergamo. Elmas. Colmena's calmly back to Soder. Scalvini knew what was coming. One by Lobotka. This is Zielinski. Zombogisa runs for Zielinski again. That'll be the goalkeeper's ball.
Yeah, we can see the way Napoli is trying to go around, basically not going through the middle, because Atalanta is putting lots of people. Watch out now.
Lookman has got pace, and he's got away from Kim, and he squares it here for Højlund! What a save from Meret. Atalanta very nearly in front inside 3 minutes.
Yeah, it is quite strange because a long ball, a straight ball should have been controlled from Napoli backline much better. But
Commedes finding Pasalic. Still there for Pasalic. He's found a cross too. It needed dealing with by Lozano. Promising start this from Atalanta. Scalvini. Lookman. Now it's Mele. Lookman hasn't just scored goals, he's teamed them up too, as we saw there from that evidence. Lookman now finds Ederson. Back for Lookman again. Lobotka there to make the block. Lozano trying to launch a counter at the other end. Osimhen.
And of course, we were saying that Atalanta has been very clever, but Napoli, of course, the back line, they just were, I don't know, watching what, because it was an easy ball, a long ball. Don't get me wrong, Lookman is quite fast, but as a defender, you should look these kind of balls much easier, and the cover line was there. So big mistake. Lucky for Napoli, Atalanta did go ahead.
Well done, Alex Meret. An all-important save from the Napoli keeper. Di Lorenzo, meantime. And that is something that Gasperini alluded to, the fact that his side do now play different football. Spalletti's men like to play a high line, that's never going to change. And Lookman had the pace in behind, and Hoyland got there first. But Meret has certainly bounced back after that mistake against Bologna. 3 clean sheets in his last 4 games. The only time he conceded were those 2 set pieces late on against Liverpool, when Napoli knew they're already through as group winners in the Champions League. Oliveira. Elmas. This is Lobotka. Di Lorenzo for Elmas, and now Osimhen. Put behind in the end by Demiral because Musso wasn't getting there.
Yeah, good tram from Napoli. The ball goes left to right, quite big. We can go here. They know what they do. They know Elmas dead. Got his teammates, the striker. Of course, there's a man behind him. Good light ball, but of course, Atalanta defender was quite good, and then they stopped it, controlling it quite well.
They played the offside trap to good effect there, hence why it was a free kick to Atalanta, not a corner to Napoli. Zielinski. Osimhen now grappling away with Demiral. Lozano. Quite the tempo to this game, as we expected. Di Lorenzo. Lozano. This time it stays in play. Musso there to do the tidying up, and he immediately looks for Pasalic. There's Lookman again on the move, and they found him once more. Lookman testing Lobotka for pace. Still Lookman. Can he find a cross? He can. Pasalic was waiting. That's calmly done by Zombonguissa. Kim. Just wonder whether Atalanta have learned something from the Liverpool game in terms of how to attack Napoli.
Absolutely, that's something that you should learn. Of course, every manager looks the team that they're going to play against, especially try to look the weaker points, where they lose goals, where they consider situation from set pieces or from free ball. There are so many things that you can learn. Of course, that definitely Gasperini is one of them.
Pasalic has won it back. Ederson, Mele, Pasalic looking for Hoyland. This is Hans Hatterboer. Juan Jesus in the way, but Napoli overplayed for once in the back.
Yeah, absolutely, you're right. They are just taking too much risk on the back, knowing that they are very good on play, because that is their strength. But I think after 3 situations where Atalanta could go ahead, I think Napoli should be thinking about what is the best choice to do in this game.
Atalanta fired up, but Napoli, whilst that defeat didn't cost them against Liverpool, they have lost their invincibility this season. Did take their foot off the accelerator in the latter stages against Liverpool. So now Atalanta will feel they can get at Napoli, albeit the only team to have beaten Ladea this season. Lazio on this ground. That was the pace from Lookman. Good spot to release Hoyland. Did Meret do well?
Yeah, Meret did well because stand still. He's been staying still there without going in some places there. Sometimes goalkeeper go down easily. It's been said, and of course we have to say Jolum didn't really place the ball right.
Oliveira, just too high for Lozano.
Jolum didn't really place the ball on the corner, and that of course helped Meret, goalkeeper, but still, as a goalkeeper you should choose what is the less damage you can take.
Musso has also been on form. 5 clean sheets technically. He was there from start to finish for 4 of them. Only played 8 minutes of Atalanta's win at Roma prior to the international break. That's when he fractured an eye socket in a collision with Demiral. Zielinski kept in play by Elmas, but won well by Edison. It's a handball in the middle of the park. Atalanta have beaten Napoli plenty in the past, 5 wins and 2 draws in their last 9 meetings across all competitions. So they can get under the Azzurri's skin. This time it's route 1 from Meret. 1 by Rafael Toloi. 1 by Pasalic. Jesus starts again tonight. 4th straight league start for him. It's Østigard who was preferred for the game against Rangers and Liverpool. Rahmani's still out with injury. No Kvaratskhelia tonight, who's been Napoli's talisman so far this season. Edison. He thought he was caught by Osimhen. Instead it's Mele. Lookman. Lovely weight on the pass. Needed a better touch there from Mele.
Yeah, you can see how Atalanta is finding an easy way to go through Napoli defense line. They are not doing great things, but they are moving the ball quickly. And of course, there are few players from Atalanta who are going through. Napoli is too many close there.
Oliveira, left by Zielinski, cut out by Demiral. This is Toloi. Now Højlund. Toloi can slip it through for Pasalic. Instead it's Lookman. And now Edison. Still Edison. Well done, Di Lorenzo. Stayed on his feet and came away with the ball. Up towards Osimhen. Looking to test Demiral. Osimhen on top of his game after that hat-trick against Sassuolo. Oliveira away from Pasalic. Still Matias Oliveira. There's Rafael Toloi helping out. Colmenas. Toloi. Højlund again on the move. This time Meret was swiftly off his line.
Yeah, the idea that Atalanta has is the fact to go through straight on, just without going wide. They need to go straight on. And to be fair, at the moment, in the first 10-15 minutes, 12 minutes, sorry, is working. Napoli seems to be a little bit unprepared for that. Probably they were waiting for something different from Atalanta, but other way around, Napoli can't really keep the ball quite well. They're forcing some passes, and Atalanta is ready to take advantage of it.
And it's almost a return of the Atalanta of old, right in your face, man-to-man across the pitch. Gasperini reverting to what made his team so successful in recent years. Lozano, Osimhen, here's Lozano again, just couldn't collect it. Once again, it's route 1 from Atalanta. Pasalic for Højlund, and he's away from Juan Jesus. Højlund now. Juan Jesus came back, and it is the first corner of the night. Napoli conceded from 2 of these at Liverpool.
Basically, Napoli is gambling, which is something that they do quite often, leaving on the back, man against man. I mean, Atalanta's got 2 good strikers up front, very, very fast. And don't get me wrong, Kim is fast, but not fast like Lookman and of course Højlund as well. So it's quite dangerous for Napoli to play in this situation.
Can Atalanta do a Liverpool? Colmenas with the ball in. Demiral's header. Pasalic underneath it. Just about dealt with by Zielinski, more of an up and under. That's Hateboer. Demiral. Do have flexibility in the midfield, Atalanta. Edison can play in that number 10 role, so can Pasalic. In fact, the pair have already swapped positions on a couple of occasions. Giampiero Gasperini taking charge of match 498 in Serie A this evening. Will bring up 500 games in the Italian top flight next weekend against Inter. Zombonguissa takes it back from Lozano. There's Osimhen again on the move. Instead it's Oliveira. Napoli naturally much easier to defend against in the absence of Kvaratskhelia. Di Lorenzo wanted it to feed, the Bocchia played it in front of him. Scalvini finding Hateboer. Commenas, nice build up this on the home side. Mele. Scalvini, who got the winner at Roma. He's found Lookman. Pasalic ahead of him. Still Lookman. Mele joining in. Mele for Commenas to strike, and it will be another corner. Commenas asking for a handball and a penalty.
Yeah, Atalanta plays so easily. Honestly, they found players, free players, quite easy. Too much easy, probably. Napoli at the moment can't really copy in the midfield what Atalanta is doing.
Quite the performance thus far from the home side. It's whether they can translate this dominance into an opportunity. It's whether they can also sustain it over 90 minutes. Commenas with the ball in, flick goalwards, and it must be turned in. Still there for Demiral. How on earth did Højlund not score? How on earth did Atalanta not force it home?
What a chance for Atalanta. We can see here back again a short corner. Well, in some way, Toloi. There could be a penalty there because I think Osimhen had an angle there in some ways. We need to see properly.
Certainly seemed to catch the right arm of Victor Osimhen, and there were big appeals immediately from the Atalanta players. As soon as the chance went begging, Osimhen's right arm was in an unnatural position. Commenas spotted it, Gasperini didn't, and that's why Maurizio Mariani is in discussions with Massimiliano Irrati.
Yeah, I think if he goes to watch, definitely the penalty has to be done, because the hands, the arm is quite far away from the body. That's the rules. The body, the arm should stay along, and if he goes to watch, probably the penalty will be awarded.
Big concern on the face of Luciano Spalletti. I'm sure he's already watched it back. WhatsApp groups are all the rage these days. There you can see the right arm out from Osimhen, flicked on by Toloi. It's just whether it brushed his forearm or not. And here we'll get some evidence. Well, it clearly is contact, and I think the referee has to come across to take a look at this and see for his own eyes. You can understand why Maurizio Mariani didn't necessarily see it live, but you'd be very surprised he didn't take the opportunity to watch it back, which he will. And now the home fans are expectant.
Even because the ball was going in a different trajectory, and the handball in some way just did change it.
I'm not sure this will take him long to see it. Just there, clearly catches the lower portion of the arm, right there, on the right wrist, I think, of the Napoli number 9. The evidence is fairly conclusive. Surely Atalanta are going to have the chance from 12 yards. Maurizio Mariani has made up his mind. Penalty to Atalanta. Now, who's going to take it? Because Commenas had one saved last weekend by Guglielmo Vicario. So it is going to be Atalanta's top scorer, Ademola Lookman.
Even Meret is a very good goalkeeper on saving from penalty kick, of course. It's a big challenge for him, and Lookman, we'll see how he's going to react to this.
Lookman, 4 goals in his last 5 games. He's on quite the run. The referee asking him to re-spot the ball, which will do nothing for his confidence here. Can Meret come up with something big here? Seaman needs to help him out. It's Lookman! And Atalanta take the lead against the side top of Serie A. New look Atalanta, but once again they're thriving against Napoli. And maybe that Liverpool loss has just chipped away at the Azzurri's confidence.
Great penalty. The way he just kicked the ball was absolutely impossible to save there where the sun doesn't really come about. So fantastic penalty. The penalty I think was, to be awarded because handball is there. And now we need to see how Napoli will react because of course Atalanta, to be fair, didn't really steal anything from the game because they had a couple of chances, they played well. Napoli instead had some problems to build up, so we will see how the reaction will be.
Quite the reward for Atalanta's endeavour for their approach to the game in the early stages. They'd already got close this time around. Lookman there to bury the penalty. Goal number 6 for him. And it's now 5 goals in his last 6 matches, having gone 6 without a goal after finding the net on his debut at Sampdoria. All eyes on Ademola Lookman. Then again, Napoli are capable of coming from behind to win. We've seen that already this season. They did it at Verona on the opening weekend of the season. They won at Lazio after trailing, and they also beat Bologna recently, having fallen behind, so it is not beyond them. But Richard Kvaratskhelia played in all 3 of those matches. How much are they missing him so far tonight?
Yeah, they miss him a lot because, don't get me wrong, Elmas is a good player but hasn't got the pace that Kvaratskhelia had, especially in situation 1 against 1, situation of counter-attack. And don't get me wrong, the fact that Kvaratskhelia just settled in the Italian league so well, scoring goals, creating so many chances for Napoli, made him also be a threat for Napoli in some ways. So we need to see how now we react with the better players there.
Here's Kim. Napoli trying not to panic. Haven't yet tested Musso. Yet to really threaten Atalanta. Lozano. Di Lorenzo couldn't get away from Scalvini.
Napoli, the way they are playing today is a little bit too predictable, too easy to predict what they're going to do. At the moment, Atalanta has been controlling without no problem. Seems that probably through the ideas of Napoli or legs of Napoli, I don't know, there is a little bit of tiredness. They can't really see things clear at the moment.
Napoli have played 6 more matches than Atalanta. That's particularly relevant in such a condensed period of matches, with the World Cup coming so soon. Gasperini has consistently said he'd rather be involved in Europe's Premier Club competition. He said that playing in the Champions League does help you to develop as a team, test yourself against the best. Lobotka injecting a bit of pace. That's a corner off Hatterbook. Atalanta were very much a threat from their set pieces. Now Napoli have the chance to do likewise. Taken short by Zielinski. Gets it back from Elmas. Zielinski teasing it in. Osimhen is there. A week on from his hat-trick against Sassuolo. The Napoli man atones for his handball by burying the equaliser.
What a sleep the Atalanta players had. How you can leave a player there on the corner kick 2 against 1? It's crazy. I mean, don't get me wrong. The cross is absolutely unbelievable. Osimhen is right spot, but Atalanta defense has been absolutely horrendous. The way they let the two Napoli players just dialogue there and put a cross in so easily. Unbelievable. One each.
Yet another goal for Serie A's leading marksman so far this season. And it's goal number 8 now for the man on course to become capocannoniere. Osimhen with a hat-trick against Sassuolo. And that is just the response that you would expect on a team that could be crowned champions. Napoli equalising within 4 minutes of falling behind.
Yeah, I mean, that's the reaction that you're expecting from a team with attributes, I'm going to say, you know, when you see if a team had and used any kind of chance that the opponent gives to you. Napoli was ready there. Osimhen this season is absolutely unbelievable there, so one each.
He'll have been so angry with himself having left that stray arm out to give away the penalty. And whilst he couldn't go in goal to save the spot kick, that's the only way he could forgive himself, by scoring a goal. And is there a better header of the ball in Serie A than Victor Osimhen?
Difficult to say, but that goal was not easy because he was a little bit behind the trajectory of the ball, so he had to adjust his body, and most of all, not hitting the ball hard. If you see properly, he didn't really hit the ball hard. He just touched it and put the ball where he needed.
Osimhen trying to wriggle his way through.
And that's why, I mean, it was not easy because although no one was jumping on him, but he did really place the ball where the goalkeeper could really go without put any strength on it.
His first 2 seasons were hit by injury. He has had a spell on the sidelines so far this term too. Missed half a dozen games, but Napoli have strengthened in his absence. Raspadori and Simeone have now lightened the load. Goals from elsewhere too, but when he's fit, my, how they love Osimhen in the side. The winner against Bologna, the winner against Roma, hat-trick against Sassuolo. Here's Lozano. Suddenly, Napoli have their swagger back. Lozano's touch was heavy, well in by Scalvini. Bene. Might be a yellow card for Lozano. Play continues for the moment. Lookman. Pasalic. Colmenas. Lookman. Pasalic. Here's Lookman again for Højlund. Lovely football from Atalanta. Shifting it quickly in a tight area. Edison. We expected fireworks. This is certainly delivered so far. Given away by Lookman. It's just hopeful from Scalvini.
Yeah, Atalanta, honestly, they are quite impressed. They are impressing me the way they got the personality. During this season, it was something that was giving me a little bit of doubt, was that Atalanta couldn't really play their own game because they were waiting more or less, playing on what the other team were doing. Today against Napoli, they are doing definitely different kind of games, and we can see the results actually now.
Ademola Lookman and Victor Osimhen are teammates for Josep Pesedo's Nigeria side. He's sure that they are very proud of those two players, those watching on from Lagos. Zielinski. Oliveira. Zielinski, Zambon-Yissa, back to Zielinski again. Oliveira. Not much in the way of support for Elmas. Napoli struggling to find passing lanes. Oliveira beaten to it by Colmenas. That's a foul on Zielinski.
Yeah, Napoli seems that after the goal score, they found a little bit of quality, strength, although this one I think was offside, is not free kick as far as I can see now, but still in some ways honestly Napoli's get a little bit oh no, there's a free kick, oh wrong, sorry, but still Napoli after the goal seems to be back again in the game, because for the first 15 minutes there was just Atalanta in the field.
This free kick is from a position not dissimilar to the one from where Zielinski curled it onto the head of Osimhen, with that corner taken short. Napoli will be looking to repeat the trick. Atalanta will know what's coming this time around. I'm sure they're aware of what to expect previously, not that they could stop it. Curled in by Zielinski and headed over the top by Zombo-Guissa on this occasion.
Yeah, another good free kick there, good trajectory, and Guissa just had a deflection, but probably he had too much touch on the ball. He should have just deflected a little bit. The ball just goes too much over the crossbar, but Napoli seems to be quite dangerous at pieces today.
All the talk was about Napoli potentially being exposed from set pieces after conceding twice from corners against Liverpool. They have let in a goal from a dead ball situation tonight, albeit a penalty. Beautifully converted by Lookman. Well in by Toloi, positive defending. Matias Oliveira once again in the side tonight. More often than not, he's been the Champions League man, and Mario Rui has been the Serie A option, but perhaps we're seeing the Uruguayan just getting ahead in the pecking order. Demirel dealing with Osimhen. Risky ball that from Musso. Mele made sure that Zombo-Guissa couldn't connect with it. Edison. Mele. Give and go between him and Pasalic. Mele forcing Lookman a little wide. Boylan waits in the box along with Hateboer. Pasalic. It drops for Edison, and now Koopmeiners. Important block that from Oliveira. Lozano has found Osimhen. Lozano takes over. Demirel watched the ball.
Yeah, Lozano wanted to put the ball above. Of course, anybody else is chasing, but experienced player, of course, like Demirel, was waiting there, and he got the ball back.
Koopmeiners trying to release Hateboer. He's back in the goals now. That opener at the Castellani against Empoli, his first goal in 760 days. It was always Robin Gosens who was famous for getting the goals from wing-back for Atalanta, but Hateboer can occasionally chip in. Di Lorenzo. Won by Demirel. Mele allowed to turn. Mele. Pasalic. Edison. Koopmeiners spotting Lookman. Di Lorenzo has found Lozano. Relatively quiet so far tonight. Didn't know how this game was going to be. We could sense from the atmosphere that Atalanta were fired up, but there was the thought that it could be cagey, that Atalanta might try and shut down Napoli. It's been anything but that.
Not at all. Well, Atalanta knows that Gasperini, we know how experienced manager is, and he knows that given leaving too much space to Napoli striker would have been a problem. So dropping down a little bit, of course, taking away space and time. And for Atalanta, especially for the young age of these players, for Atalanta, I think that at the moment it's been working so well during the season. Why changing so far?
Last touch there was on Di Lorenzo. Koopmeiners. Hateboer. Lookman, he's found it. Lookman. Mene. Mene's beaten to it by Kim Min-jae. Atalanta once again on the front foot. Such is the attacking threat of Napoli. I'm sure they knew one goal wouldn't be enough. Koopmeiners, it came off Kim. Lookman again. That was a chance for him. And now Hoyland suggesting it was handball from Kim.
Well, of course, he wasn't really in the best position to control the ball there. He just goes down and seems to get the ball with the shoulder more than hand or arm. Saying so, Atalanta is moving the ball very, very well. All the people around the man with the ball, they really give him 2-3 options, and it's easy for Atalanta at the moment to find the right solution.
Breaks to Zombonguisa, now Osimhen's hard to stop. Demiral grappling away. Still there for Osimhen, he's done really well. Elmas now, steady himself! Only in the side because Kvaratskhelia is injured. But he has done exactly what the Georgian does. Elmas the goal scorer, and Napoli have turned it around. Another deficit, no problem for Spalletti's side.
Yeah, Elmas scored, of course, but what a character this Napoli has, especially Osimhen. From a ball that seems to be lost because, of course, the defender Demiral was treating him well. Look what he does. He gets the ball. He doesn't give anything for free. Demiral gets the ball away, but of course, Osimhen controls, protects the ball, gives the ball to of course, Elmas, and then he chips the ball right in the middle of the goal. What a Napoli team. Unbelievable. 2 chances, 2 goals.
We wondered what would happen without Kvaratskhelia in the side. Well, there's your answer. Luciano Spalletti's got his team selection right once again. He's had his gripes this season. He's moaned about being on the bench, but he started tonight and he scored tonight. Elie Elmas with Napoli second.
Yeah, we've seen here basically Demiral is complaining with the referee for a free kick, for our presumptuous free kick. I don't think there was any kind of fault from Osimhen. He just won the ball again and basically was given a fantastic assist to his teammate.
Victor Osimhen unplayable at times. You're absolutely right there, Lorenzo. It looked like Demiral had done his job. He'd won it back, but Osimhen didn't give up, picked his pocket, and then the weight on the pass allowed Elmas just to step away and let the ball do the work. Now there's a problem for Osimhen. He's down and requires some treatment.
Yeah, it seems his legs, probably his tendon, probably jumping on his back. I think it was his back while Demiral was going down in his back. It's unbelievable how Osimhen protects the ball here without honestly even thinking 1 second that he lost the ball. It's unbelievable. What a great performance from the Cameroon guy.
Elmas posted rather controversially on his Instagram account a couple of weeks ago with a photo of a bench and said, "My first love." Unhappy at being left on the sidelines as a substitute more often than not, but that is the only way, surely, he can respond with his performances on the pitch. Didn't he take the goal well? Oliveira, it is his second goal of the season, incidentally, for Elmas, having found the net against Lecce. Zombonguisa. Lozano back to the man from Cameroon. One of Napoli's World Cup contingent, as is Kim Min-jae. So too Lozano. Cameroon, Korea and Mexico. Lobotka. Zielinski. Round the corner by Elmas. Didn't quite get the weight on it he would have liked for Oliveira. Picked up by Zielinski. Giovanni Di Lorenzo. Osimhen calling for it. Di Lorenzo's cross, Osimhen, and now Zielinski. It's comfortable for Musso.
Yeah, Napoli, honestly, now they are trying different things. They are forcing in some way some crossing for Osimhen, which is always punctual. He's always there, right in time. And of course, Atalanta probably just got to this second goal, and they are feeling a little bit harsh in some ways because they can't really, at the moment, respond on the field.
Napoli are the ones that have done the responding. What a reaction from Spalletti's side. They do not shy away from adversity when they fall behind. Just get back on the horse. Won well by Demiral. Juan Jesus. Oliveira. Zielinski letting the ball do the work. It looked like a foul from Edison on Zombogisa. Although it should be said, the only game that Balotelli was rested for in the league was that Lecce match. Elmas scored in that game and ended in a draw, one of only two for Napoli, so might be some symmetry there. Cope's looking for Højlund, Kim on the cover. Spalletti was unhappy with Osimhen there, but I'm not exactly sure why, Lorenzo.
Well, probably because he wants, I think, the strike to come close to let the midfielder had an option different. Of course, the central ball probably had only a few times before made that kind of movement, you know. I think is that the reason. I can't see anything else.
Lobotka, still the brains of this Napoli side. Here he is again. He can release Oliveira, who's got in ahead of Hateboer. Oliveira now. Elmas again. There was Rafael Toloi. Now Hateboer back on his feet. Finding Højlund. Good poise from the teenager. Pasalic. Mele. Wants the ball, instead it's Edison. There's Kim again.
Yeah, at the moment Napoli seems to be a little bit more light the way they are moving on the field. Probably it was, I don't know, they got 1 minute and Napoli seems to get a little bit better.
Scalvini looking for Hateboer. It came off Oliveira. Atalanta optimistically asking for another penalty. Hateboer scored last week and he very nearly buried this.
Yeah, here there is a big mistake from Oliveira, Elmas. Basically no one of them were checking what was coming behind them, and there was Hateboer. And
Cope's sending it in. Getting clear by Matias Oliveira. Mele. Lookman, he can strike them from there. It's still Lookman. Demiral didn't expect the pass. Zombogisa, he can release Lozano. Now it is Lozano up against Mele. Might have to go himself. Lozano. Osimhen tried to latch onto it. In the end, it needed Cope's to clear.
Oh, good counter-attack from Napoli. Good ball in. I don't think Osimhen believed right away. I think when he realized that the ball could have been absolutely playable, he was angry with himself. He would have trusted his teammates, probably would have been, I'm not saying easy goal, but definitely an easy chance.
Two and a half minutes plus added time till the break. There will be at least a couple of minutes after that VAR check for the Atalanta penalty. Napoli falling behind, but once again making light of that deficit. They won here on their last visit as well in April, 3-1. Only Fiorentina and Lecce have taken points off them domestically this season. Cleared away by Toloi, too high for Højlund. Oliveira, Zielinski, left by Elmas. Bad ball that from Scalvini. Toloi has prevented a corner, but Napoli have a throw. Rare mistake from a very assured young man. Won't turn 19 until December, Giorgio Scalvini. He was on a Champions League matchday squad at age 16, his Serie A debut at 17. Played for Italy at the first time at the age of 18. Oliveira. Sombongisa found a way through to Osimhen. Sombongisa. Elmas. Zielinski. Lookman now. He was fouled by Di Lorenzo.
Napoli, after the second goal, found it definitely more strength, mentally most of all. They're running a little bit better, they're pressing Atalanta a little bit better. Atalanta has got that kind of strength at the moment to play like they did in the first 35 minutes. They're struggling to pass it through quite easy like they did before.
Timmy now. Colmenas hasn't been able to make much stick. Rasmus Højlund hasn't had a great deal of service, it must be said. Now he'll be regretting that early chance after Lookman found him. But what a pick-up Ademola Lookman has been for Napoli, for Atalanta rather. We're into 2 added minutes. Demiral wins the 50-50, away by Colmenas. Zielinski. Demiral played the ball, Osimhen felt it was high. Edison. Lookman. Mele. There's Di Lorenzo. Kim Min-jae. Napoli not taking any risks now. Osimhen is also a good target man. Hateboer. This is Zombongisa for the visitors. Spalletti asking his team to slow the tempo and get in with the lead intact at the break. No need to try and force things and search for a third. Di Lorenzo. Scalvini. Colmenas. Toloi getting forward. Hateboer calling for it. Toloi's ball in. This is Lookman. Scalvini. Mele. Atalanta closing the first half on the front foot. Scalvini, and now Lookman! Hateboer did gamble, the flag's up for offside. Credit to Elmas for tracking back.
Yeah, good chance from Napoli. I thought it was offside actually. Yeah, I think it was offside.
Coach of the month for October for a reason, clearly. That wasn't particularly high on Osimhen. I think he acknowledged that afterwards. Gone up and got back on with things. The 2 added minutes have been and gone now. Geddes Stadium was so loud at the start of the game, even more so after Lookman gave Atalanta the lead. But Napoli have silenced Bergamo for the moment. Lookman with the penalty, but then Osimhen 4 minutes later atoned for his earlier handball, and Elmas got Napoli's all-important second. The league leaders are in front as things stand. They're going 8 clear at the top of Serie A. Atalanta 1, Napoli 2.
Serie A B8 was brought to you by Lega Serie A and B8. Lega Serie A and B8 are proud to present Serie A B8.
Napoli are halfway towards overcoming another significant hurdle in their quest to win the league title for the first time since 1990. And Victor Osimhen, they have the league's top scorer and a man in red-hot form, a goal and an assist to cancel out Ademola Lookman, his international teammates. Penalty opener as Elmas, who buried Napoli second. Sure, Roberto Mancini is liking what he's seeing in terms of spectacle. Not too many Italian internationals out there to admire. But this Napoli side is the envy of everyone domestically and indeed in Europe. They're making waves. Giampiero Gasperini has to come up with something here in the second half to stem the tide. Else Napoli will end this match 8 points clear at the top of Serie A, albeit Milan still to come a little bit later on against Spezia. They could then go into second spot. The reigning champions, provided they can beat the Aquilotti. Nothing seems to faze Napoli. Their march towards the Scudetto continues, but can they be halted in the second half? We're back up and running at Gemis Stadium. And what do Atalanta have to do in this second period, Lorenzo Amoruso? After Scalvini's taken it forward, I'll ask you that question. Mene. Comenes. Atalanta beginning the second period immediately with plenty of intent. Hattabor. Comenes. It's a lovely driven ball for Mele. He can keep it in play. He's managed it. Lookman, Edison couldn't control. Back in by Scalvini. Left by Zombongisa. Edison is onside.
Well, Atalanta seems to start where basically started in the beginning of the first half.
Scalvini's ball in. Hattabor. Colliding there with Elmas, but not too many appeals from the Dutchman.
And exactly the same, Napoli can't really afford to give too much space and time to Atalanta players, because they've been shown already the first 15-20 minutes in the first half that Atalanta can really punish Napoli. So the question mark is, can Napoli hold back Atalanta for another 45 minutes?
Bit of a mix-up there between Meret and Juan Jesus. Maurizio Mariani suggesting that Napoli were already time-wasting. It will be a long half for them. They try and do that from the 47th minute. Oliveira. Osimhen gives chase. He got there ahead of Demiral. And now Zielinski breaking forward. That was half a chance for the visitors.
Absolutely, there was a chance. Zielinski basically threw the ball away, but he didn't find out where the ball was, because otherwise it would have been basically right in front of the goalkeeper just on his own.
Forward by Rafael Toloi. That's been a tactic throughout for Atalanta. Happy to go direct and exploit the pace of Lookman and Højlund. Gasperini has been saying that the benefits of no European football have given him time to work with his players in training and review negative situations. They've only had a quarter of an hour to look back at what they might have done wrong on those two goals. Pasalic, now Lookman trying to isolate Kidd. Lookman's ball in, overhit for Hattabor, and he can't retrieve it.
Yeah, Atalanta is trying to move the ball quickly from left to right, right to left, and not giving much time to Napoli to understand what kind of person or striker in the all wing in this case will get the ball. Moving the ball quickly, of course, has moved also the whole balance of the team, and Atalanta has been doing this quite a lot in the first half, and Napoli has sometimes been surprised with this kind of movement.
Away by Zielinski. Last touch was off Osimhen. It is 8 straight wins in Serie A for Napoli. This would make it 9. Their best sequence was double figures, 10 under Maurizio Sarri in February 2018. That season when they got 91 points, but still finished as runners-up to Juventus. Given away by Mele. Lobotka with the give and go. Still Lobotka. Oliveira. Elmas. Now it's Di Lorenzo. Osimhen calling for it. Di Lorenzo's ball in. Too much flight on it for Osimhen.
Yeah, not the best cross from Di Lorenzo. It was easy to read, but too soft as well. This kind of cross is easy place for the defender or eventually for the keeper.
Zombongisa is rather loose. Oliveira there to make sure that Højlund didn't get there. Lobotka. Atalanta without Uriel because of that injury. They do still have Duvan Zapata, the former Napoli striker, on the bench. But clearly, the visitors have more options. Simeone, Raspadori, they've got so many players who could come on and score even more goals for Napoli should they require them.
Well, yeah, absolutely, but especially... Sorry, go on.
They won it back here. Zombongisa, Di Lorenzo, Lobotka. Toloi comes away with it, but Lobotka was caught. And this is a chance to strike it.
Yeah, I would say yes, it's okay. That's true. I mean, Napoli has more chances, especially to picking up players from the bench, especially because, of course, the way the game will go on, if the result will stay like that, of course, Atalanta has to prove something more. And so, just bringing people up front or wings, striker, or even the mentality has to go a little bit at least 10 yards ahead. And Napoli, we know how dangerous they are in counter-attack.
Atalanta will have to be increasingly brave as the game wears on, provided this scoreline holds. Else they'll come away empty-handed. It would be back-to-back home league defeats after the loss here to Lazio. Short by Zielinski, clipped in by Oliveira. Zombongisa. It's an easy save for Musso. Well in by Oliveira. Matador couldn't get there. Toloi does. Napoli throw. Ball gives straight into touch. Oliveira, Zielinski, Lobotka, slightly loose, Toloi for Højlund, now Pasalic, runs here for Mele. Lookman is onside. Mele now, clipping it in invitingly. Matador took his eye off the ball.
I mean, cross was not really very easy because it was quite high and slow. I still had the ball. Didn't really, I don't know, did what he did. Just went down, probably couldn't see the ball. He wasn't expecting the ball there, but you should, if you go in that position, you should expect that anyone can miss the ball there.
Matador's won it back. Koopmeiners, and now Højlund. Back it goes for Koopmeiners. Rafael Toloi. Matador. Koopmeiners. Dimina. there from Scalvini made life awkward for Mele. And despite the fact he's only 18 years of age, Scalvini still gets the same treatment from Gasperini. He did say in an interview this week, did young Scalvini, that Gasperini has said from day one, you're no different to the other players. So we'll also see the harsh side of the veteran's tongue when necessary. Cleared away by Scalvini. Højlund has got in front of Juan Jesus. Hook clear by Lobotka. Just coming back to that Hattergoer chance, I think he didn't gamble on it. Didn't react until after it had gone over the head of Pasalic.
Yeah, but that's quite not good for anyone who goes forward, because you should know that a deflection, a slip up from teammates or defender, a mistake from goalkeeper can drop the ball. You must be always ready there in this situation.
That was a mistake from Zielinski and Di Lorenzo. Mele, still Joachim Mele, what a run this is! And Lookman hits the bar. Meret with the initial save, Lookman off the crossbar, and Atalanta that close to an equaliser. Meantime, it's Osimhen, and the whistle's gone. I think for a shirt pull.
What a chance from Atalanta. Well done, Mele. Just had this fantastic control there. Gets the ball inside the penalty box, and then, of course, anything happened there except the fact that Atalanta couldn't score.
Gasperini unhappy, I think, at what's been the consistent offence. There was the drop of the shoulder from Joachim Mele. Meret did well, and in the end it came off Oliveira as Lookman tried to follow up. Napoli needed a bit of luck, they got plenty of it there. Lorenzo, you won lots of league titles in your time with Rangers. When you get pieces of luck like that rub of the green, does sometimes you get that feeling it might be your season, or is it still too early?
Well, it's never early, to be fair, but you can feel sometimes the situation are coming, the right moment, the right spot, the right time, during the season, during the game as well. It's a little bit early to say if Napoli will be there, but of course it cannot be just a coincidence if teams in the past have been showing exactly the same situation.
Lobotka, Zombonisa. Napoli once again trying to slow the tempo, trying to lure Atalanta out so they can pick them off with a third. But my, how they were fortunate there. Meret with the save, but he presented it straight to the feet of Lookman, and Oliveira knew nothing about the deflection onto the woodwork. Lozano, Di Lorenzo, Zombonisa, Kim under pressure. Now, did he go through Pasalic? He did, and it's a rare yellow card for Kim Min-jae. Only a third caution in his 18th appearance this season. His touch was heavy, he then won the ball, but that's why he's been penalised. That never used to be a foul, did it?
I don't think there was the chance to give a yellow card, even because the touch came quite early before the contact with Pasalic was there. Plus, there was no any dangerous game in the way Kim just touched the ball. So the yellow card for me is too much there. Here we are watching how lucky or unlucky the two teams are being here in some different way, of course.
Lobotka. Di Lorenzo under pressure. I'm not sure he wanted the ball there. This time Højlund has got lunging in, and now Kim being the first to lead the protest in asking for a yellow card. So Kim cautioned. Højlund has also had his name taken. Plus, we shouldn't forget the yellow card in the first half for Demiral. He protested, asked for a foul after the second goal. And Osimhen teed up Elmas.
Yeah, this one is a little bit more yellow card because the foot is quite high, the stars are there. So I agree with this one. The one before with Kim, I don't think it would be okay.
wins the flick on. Lozano there to collect it. And yes, Osimhen has grabbed the headlines, a goal and an assist as Politano walks up. But Alex Meret has played his part tonight too, saving from Højlund, saving from Mæhle, keeping out the two Denmark internationals. Mæhle will certainly be going to Qatar. Højlund might yet be a late call. Zombogui says unhappy because he had the chance to keep that in play, but settled for the throw, thinking he'd get the decision, not so. Cleared away by Scalvini. Højlund. There's a foul on Koopmeiners by Zielinski. Hateboer. Højlund. Bouncing off Juan Jesus. Lovely turn from Højlund. Let's talk about Stanislav Lobotka. Is he the best player in Serie A at the moment?
Yeah, the way he's playing, honestly, he gives balance to Napoli, and to be fair, any teams at the moment, because he's very good at holding the ball, giving time to the teammates, to his own team, offensively and also defensively. He's one of the few players, or as a midfielder, he can keep the position so well, and he's always there for the teammates, and that's so important.
Lozano, crowded out by Ederson. Koopmeiners wanted to take over, still there for Ederson. Now it's Hateboer. Ederson, still looking for his first Atalanta goal since that switch from Salernitana. Hateboer, he was caught there by Elmas. Play continues. It's easy for Meret. Atalanta, I think, had quite a convincing case there for a free kick.
Yeah, it was, but of course the referee gave him, play on, and of course the cross from Hateboer was not the best one, so in that case it was too late to come back. If I give you play on, then you should get the better crossing and blame yourself if the cross is not good enough.
Luciano Spalletti has alluded to the fact that he has only a couple of players that are irreplaceable. One is Giovanni Di Lorenzo, just has Zanoli as a backup. Another is Lobotka, albeit he has said that Demme could fill in there, and even Gianluca Gaetano. He's tempted by the idea of playing the youngster a bit deeper. Then there's Kvaratskhelia, but even without him tonight, Elmas has come in and taken his opportunity with a goal. Just past the hour mark here at Guedes Stadium. Mæhle. Another foray forward from him. Koopmeiners. Højlund. Ederson. Cleverly done for Mæhle. Mæhle. Lookman. This is Rafael Toloi. Koopmeiners. Atalanta giving it a real go. Hateboer's ball in. Lookman not getting there. Easy enough for Napoli.
Yeah, Napoli is starting to the second half, but giving too much problem to Atalanta now. Atalanta they are trying more things, but Napoli seems to understood how they move the ball most of all, and the organization on the back is definitely much easier. In fact, Atalanta hasn't got, especially like in the first half, few crosses where they were quite dangerous. Now at the moment, Napoli seems to keep everything under control.
You can tell from Lozano's body language that he's spotted Politano pitch side, stripped and ready to go. There will be Napoli's first change coming shortly, like for like on the right wing. Scalvini, round the corner by Mæhle, and then likewise by Pasalic. This is Lookman. There's the early ball. Højlund! And once again, he spurts an opportunity.
Yeah, again on the wrong foot in some ways, we can say so. But what a great action again from Atalanta. Lovely ball again. Probably even better than the one in the first half, probably. This time, again, the young Danish couldn't really hit the ball properly, but what a chance for Atalanta again.
Lozano didn't make too much of an impact. Politano will look to do exactly that. He's not the only one coming on either. Tongi Ndombele is also going to replace Piotr Zielinski. So a bit more muscle in the middle of the park. With Ndombele now being touted as an outside chance to replace the injured Paul Pogba in France's World Cup squad. That group of players will be named on Tuesday by Didier Deschamps. But that's the second time we've seen a move like that, and those patterns of play that they work on the training ground in Zingonia, Atalanta.
Absolutely, that's for sure. I mean, it's not the first season where Atalanta is moving this player like that. I mean, so impossible for them not thinking that there are good players coming out from plays there. They've been working since I was young, thinking about it, so it's quite a long time, and they keep doing so. And I know for sure that some coach is still there, absolutely.
Atalanta's vaunted youth academy, Scalvini the latest example of that. Here he is on the ball. Mele. Hoyland with the flick on, it did come off Oliveira. Hateboer looking for Hoyland, well cut out by Elmas. Colmenas, clever give and go with Toloi. Colmenas. Hoyland dispossessed by Kim, and he's found Ndombele. No, he hasn't, because Hateboer is there. Suddenly Atalanta first to every ball. They've played very well in this second half. Just haven't been able to get the ball past Meret. Mele. Can he find a cross? Di Lorenzo won it back fairly. Demiral. Give it away. Zombongisa. And still, Demiral had been booked. Was there a lean on the shoulder there? It's just a throw-in.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of changes for Napoli. Of course, Lozano has not been a factor in this game, so that's why Spalletti put in a player who can really... Someone has been booked. Probably manager? I don't know if it's Spalletti or... Definitely.
Marco Domenichini, Spalletti's number 2, I think, has been cautioned.
Yeah. Saying so, Politano has quality, strength, really speed as well to do a great job, which probably the mentality of Lozano is always there. He's been there, but not tonight. I don't know if it was for his own fault or because Atalanta players played well in the situation.
Route 1 from Kim. Can Elmas keep it in play? Wasn't overhit by much. But Napoli have dropped deeper. We saw them do this at Anfield in midweek. Liverpool eventually scored 2 goals late on, albeit from set pieces. 2 very similar goals. Lobotka. Image. Di Lorenzo. Politano. Couldn't find Di Lorenzo. Most concerning thing for Napoli's challenges in Serie A will not be just the fact that they could go 8 points clear if this scoreline holds, which could then be cut to 6 by Milan. Is the fact their next 2 games ahead of the winter break are both at the Maradona against Empoli on Tuesday and then Udinese the following weekend. And Udinese have lost form after that stunning run of 6 straight victories at the start of the season. Then again, Empoli did win at Fuorigrotta last season, so you never know with Napoli. You can understand why Luciano Spalletti was coach of the month. You can understand why Napoli are red-hot favourites domestically, but it is still very early. Last season, they were beaten at home by Atalanta in December, first of 3 defeats in 4 prior to that winter break. Osimhen, won fairly by Toloi. Højlund has got back on side. Rafael Toloi continues his progress. Højlund. Corner of Juan Jesus.
Yeah, Atalanta seems to be just a little more direct now. They try to cut off any kind of side ball. They go forward as well most of the time. So every time Napoli has to face at least 2-3 people coming back there.
Colmena's headed clear by Zombo-Guissa. Not the service Atalanta needed there. Colmena's normally so much more reliable. Got 4 goals in his first 4 appearances, not found the net since. Should really have scored at Napoli last weekend, but spurned that penalty. Pasalic. Corner. The opening goal came from a set piece, albeit inadvertently. That handball from Osimhen indirectly. The corner was taken short as well. Hateboer. Clipped forward by Musso. Won well by Di Lorenzo. Scalvini for Lukman. Now it's time for Malinowski. It's been a weird season for him. And Duvan Zapata to come too. Zapata on for Højlund. Malinowski, who appeared to be on the way out of the club, had scored a important goal here against Milan. He's on for Mario Pasalic. 2 very good players on their day, and 2 goal scorers, crucially.
Well, 2 offensive play, great quality players. They've been in Italy for long. Zapata, of course, more than Malinowski, but they know how to score. They know everything about a winning team, for sure. So for Napoli, the task becomes, of course, harder and harder. But we're going to see what they're capable of doing now.
Scalvini finding Malinowski. Mela's cross blocked by Di Lorenzo, but still 20 minutes plus added time here for Atalanta. Plenty of time to make their mark once again. Giorgio Scalvini. Politano did well to win the first challenge and then clear it against Mela with the second. History tells us invariably we get a result either way when these 2 meet here. Napoli have won on 4 of their last 7 trips to Bergamo. The other 3 are all Atalanta victories. Politano. Osimhen easily away from Demiral. Edison trying to get back. Osimhen. There was Rafael Toloi. Di Lorenzo's cut it out. Politano. Napoli once again on the front foot. Demiral just misjudging the bounce of the ball there against Osimhen. There's music to the striker's ears. Zombo-Guissa and Politano not quite on the same page.
Yeah, Demiral is having a little bit of nightmare after what Osimhen did to him in the first half a couple of times. So of course he was thinking to anticipate the striker, Napoli striker, but of course it's a misjudged properly.
Won well by Kim. Malinowski, good first touch. An ambitious second, but he very nearly released Colmena's. Hateboer's header. Here's Ndombele for the first time. Not had a touch since coming on. Very assured footwork from the Frenchman. That's brilliant. Just what Napoli need. Juan Jesus. Kim. Di Lorenzo finding Zombo-Guissa. His first touch wasn't the best for once. Mele given away to Ndombele, who's rolled Malinowski. Elmas driving at Hateboer. Ndombele Zombongisa. Both thought of a shot there, instead it's Politano. Now Di Lorenzo on the overlap. Comfortable for Musso.
Yeah, good movement, but wrong execution from this eventually cross. Napoli just is moving well. Politano is playing a little bit wider. Watch out.
Given away to Zombongisa. Just finds his time though, with not too many players in white in support. Lobotka. Now it's Elmas. Dombele. Seaman desperate for some service again in the middle. Elmas up against Colmenas. This is Oliveira, taken off his toes by Rafael Toloi. Now Juan Jesus and Kim just stepping off. We are going to see Simeone, so it looks like our Seaman's evening is going to end with a goal and an assist. In fact, a hat, quite literally, in all three goals.
Yeah, basically, yes, it's quite a strange situation, but it is. He's been doing basically everything in this game so far. I don't think we'll be very happy to leave the field because, you know, it's okay. I mean, he knows that he's been with Simeone. Eventually, we'll have a little bit more strength up front, but for sure, it's fresh legs. Napoli is dropping down a little bit too much in the second half because probably hardness is coming up, and that's quite sure. So that's why probably, of course, the manager is putting someone else up front there, which gives different option. But of course, it's definitely a Real level there.
So Simeone is on for Osimhen, and immediately showing what his game's all about: chasing down lost causes and turning half chances into much more than that. Giovanni Simeone most recently on target with those 2 goals against Rangers. Much to your disappointment, I'm sure, Lorenzo, your former club. Half a dozen goals already for Simeone, averaging a goal every hour or so for Napoli. But what a shift it was from Osimhen. Culpable for the first goal, but then decisive for strikes 2 and 3. Dombele, they've doubled up well. Atabor, Malinovsky. Musso and Simeone are international teammates. Simeone still has an outside chance of making Argentina's World Cup squad, but needless to say, competition is fierce. Scalvini for Zapata. Some of the Napoli coaching staff will have been able to tell him what to expect from him. Zapata, clever reverse pass. Scalvini, Lookman, and now Malinovsky. He can pull the trigger. Instead he tried to feed it through. Atalanta committed numbers forward. Politano. Only Simeone away in support. Politano, great feet. Now it's Simeone. Back towards Politano.
Good ideas from Simeone and of course from Politano. This 1-2, but of course the touch of Argentinian was not really the best. Still, good idea from both players.
Scalvini. Malinovsky made to hurry by Simeone. Atalanta keep possession with Zapata. Atabor, Lookman. Jesus. Oliveira. Dombele beaten to it by Toloi. This is Lookman. Oliveira stayed on his feet. Lookman couldn't manage it. Oliveira. Elmas, and away goes Simeone. Holding it up to good effect. Matias Oliveira. Now Elmas joining in. Is there to be a third for Napoli to kill it off? Oliveira. And now Simeone! That was the chance to win it.
What an unbelievable chance. What an action from Napoli. Everything was perfect. Look here. Elmas drive through with the ball. Fantastic ball to Oliveira. What do you want better? Anything. That's just ball to put right behind the net. Big mistake from Simeone, of course.
Only just on, perhaps not quite up to the speed of play. But how he'll be ruining that, because competition is fierce for places not just at the national level, but also at club level too, where Raspadori and Osimhen seemingly score at every opportunity. Malinovskyi away from the Bocca. Malinovskyi now on his weaker side. Dombele helping out Kim. Zombongiza. This is Simeone. Can he do better this time? Simeone dealt with fairly easily by Musso. It dipped sharply in front of Musso, but it needed to be either side of the goalkeeper. Simeone really have any joy there. The Atalanta fans in good voice. They believe they can get a late equaliser here. Become only the third side to take points off Napoli domestically this season. Edison, that's wayward, straight to Elmas. Oliveira, careless. Now Lookman. He was caught. Time for another change. This was the foul from Oliveira. Now Jeremy Boga, and the return of Martin de Roon, who's been missing through injury, didn't travel to Empoli through a hamstring problem. Antonio Percassi, the Atalanta president, never gives too much away. Lookman comes off, having scored again today. Boga on, and Koopmeiners for his compatriot Martin de Roon. And how Atalanta could do now with a goal from Jeremy Boga.
Well, of course, Boga is a lot of people, myself included, expecting a little bit more from the player who came from Sassuolo with high expectations, but really never last year left a great impression. And so, of course, even this season has been dropped a few times. This could be a chance for him as well. De Roon is hard worker, we know that. It's a great player because the heart rate he put in, the way he just compensates. Maybe he's not great quality as a player, but his volunteer to chase any ball and help teammate is absolutely unbelievable.
Ayla's won it back. Zapata, Edison. Napoli dropping deeper now. Hatabur. Here is Boga, only a fourth appearance of the season, all off the bench. He's only played 48 minutes before tonight. Gasperini using him sparingly. Boga. What can he conjure up? Looking for Scalvini. Politano read in. Simeone getting forward too. Politano running at Demiral. Once again got his body in the way.
Yeah, it was kind of one against everybody because Atalanta was very quick to come back. Of course, Politano tried the impossible situation there to go man against man and beat all of them, but Atalanta were coming back in a good way.
Zapata's done well. This is Mele. Boga away to his right. Mele surrounded by white shirts. He's kept the ball, and now found Malinovskyi. Malinovskyi lets fly, and Meret watched it all the way.
Yeah, I mean, from Malinovskyi you're expecting different kind of shot in the goal. It was like a phone call basically. For Meret was easy there. It was placed in the right spot. Malinovskyi can do definitely much better from that distance, but shooting in that way from standing still is complicated for everybody.
Good work from Demiral. Mele. Zapata wants the ball to feed. He gets it to Zapata. Malinovskyi to Van Zapata. It had power, but not precision.
And the last 3-4 minutes now, Napoli basically seems to have strength enough to control the ball, keep the ball, and of course go up forward. Instead, Atalanta is coming quite easily over the three-quarter field, and although the shot are not been very good from Malinowski, from Zapata, but the easy way they come there could be a problem for Napoli.
Simeone between the lines, can't collect the return from Politano. Malinowski, Atalanta on top, but just haven't been able to find the net in the second half. Politano latching onto the loose ball. Simeone, Politano now. It's a corner, and cries of bravo from the Napoli substitutes warming up down by the corner. We are going to see Brondon Sopi very shortly. It's proven to be quite the signing from Udinese, the Frenchman. Another creative force, a player who hasn't scored yet, but he's won penalties, he's provided assists, and Atalanta needs some creativity now. Politano with the ball in, away by Rafael Toloi. Hateboer couldn't clear it more convincingly. But Dombele. Zombonguissa. Oliveira. Napoli trying to take the sting out of things with spell of possession. Juan Jesus. Di Lorenzo. Simeone. Elmas calling for it, then Politano finds Di Lorenzo. Well won back by Mele. Edison. Can't find Joachim Mele. Will Atalanta make the change now, even though they're defending? They will. Hateboer will come on. Sopi is on, so perhaps Mele will go across to the right and Sopi will play on the left. We shall see.
Yeah, that's supposed to be the situation unless Atalanta would like to try, Gasperini will try to do everything possible. Still 5 minutes to go plus extra time. Eventually they will try to play with one less defender. Anything can be possible there.
Sopi has gone to the right. Here's Sopi's first touch. Boga. Kuron. Malinowski able to gather in. You can tell he's not quite 100%, playing much less than he's accustomed to. Once again, excellent hold-up play by Giovanni Simeone. Malinowski's regained possession. Boga takes over. Sopi ahead of him. Sopi now. Oliveira lent it to him. The assistant was there, didn't signal. Nothing wrong with the challenge. Lobotka. Zombonguissa. Comes back once again, the way it came. Atalanta controlling the flow. Setting the tempo. Not yet finding a way through. Boga. Malinowski. Malinowski. Zapata. Duron. Sopi.
Yeah, Atalanta has brought a lot of players up front. Physically they play like 3-4-3, but in some ways there are more players play up front, and I'm not saying it's wrong, but if those players are standing in this position, of course the spaces they're getting smaller and smaller, and it's more complicated for midfielders or people who's got the ball there to find the right spot and right place. So for Napoli it seems to be more complicated, but at the moment they can control even better.
Elmas now working the entire front line. He thought he was being pulled back there. Juan Jesus. Oliveira. Di Lorenzo. Elmas. Is that handball by Elmas? That's what Demiral was suggesting. Referee once again calling order. Maurizio Mariani's had a good game. Rafael Toloi. Sopi wanted too long in possession, but he still kept the ball. And then he trod on it as Boga was in possession. Simeone trying to stretch Ederson. Last touch was off the Brazilian. Big fee for Ederson, 25 million euros after what he showed with Salernitana. En route to survival last season. Not seen the best of his game. He's never scored for Atalanta, but has scored on this ground, ironically, for Salernitana last season. Nervous way for the band of travelling supporters from Naples and beyond. We will restart with a goal kick. We're now just 20 seconds away from learning how much added time there will be. Had plenty of substitutions, but not too many stoppages in play since the restart. Rafael Toloi. Now Sopi will sprint after him. Meret's come a long way out. Able to clear. 4 added minutes then separate Napoli from a 9th straight league win to go 8 points clear at the Serie A summit for a couple of hours at least. Here's Zombogisa. The flag is up for offside. Malinowski once again showing for the ball deep, trying to make something happen. Malinowski. Good ball to break the lines. Jeremy Boga slipping it through towards Zapata. Napoli have given it away again. Boga, Sopi finding a cross, good one too, away by Juan Jesus. And then Oliveira. No one forward though for Elmas. 1 down, 3 to go for Napoli. Still it's Atalanta pressing forward. Mele, Scalvini. Toloi's won it back. Rafael Toloi. Bent in by Demiral. Zapata was waiting. And Juan Jesus with a wonderful defensive header. And a goal kick's been given.
Yeah, goal kick has been given because probably the defender, which I don't remember who, maybe Juan Jesus, deflected the ball right in front of Zapata. And of course, the Colombian can be unhappy, but probably the referee saw better than us from here, so we will see.
Another look at this ball in from Demiral. It was very inviting there. Juan Jesus won it. I just wonder whether he might have given a free kick there, Lorenzo, but Zapata maybe colliding with Juan Jesus after the header, because it clearly comes off the Brazilian.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't understand why they are complaining about it, because, I mean, Zapata clearly touched the ball. Before it was a deflection from the Brazilian, but still I don't understand why the Atalanta player are complaining so much.
2 youngsters now coming on, Gaetano and Zervin. Zombogisa has once again put in a colossal shift in the middle of the park. Elmas has also gone off, and he's just minutes away from being the match winner, just as he was at San Siro last December against Milan. Napoli could go on to win the Scudetto on that occasion. Maybe they will this time. We've seen Gasperini be sent off in the past, but on this occasion Maurizio Mariani has engaging with the Atalanta head coach, who I think is still asking why Zapata was penalised and why he had his name taken. They played 3 of the 4 added minutes. You can be sure there'll be at least a 5th to come. Won well by Scalvini. Kim got up early, but he went through Zapata to win the ball. Malinovsky waiting for movement. Taken short by Malinovsky. Boga away from Politano and Ndombele. Boga, this is Mele to strike it, and his own teammate got in the way. The flag will go up for offside. Scalvini didn't see the shot coming.
Yeah, Atalanta is trying everything. Here we can see Mele, Scalvini right in the wrong spot. Unlucky for him, although I think the shot would have been controlled from Napoli goalkeeper, because that didn't really seem to be so dangerous.
Rafael Toloi was also booked for dissent. Another hurdle overcome by Napoli. Once again there was a touch of adversity. Once again they came from behind to win. But it is 9 victories on the bounce for Spalletti's men. Gasperini unhappy at the lack of added time. Atalanta took the lead early through that Lookman penalty, but then an equaliser from Osimhen. He teed up Elmas for what proved to be the winner 10 minutes before the end. Bergamo is indignant here at what they feel is a miscarriage of justice in terms of the added time, but once again it's all about Napoli, irrepressible, 8 points clear at the Serie A summit for a couple of hours at least. Luciano Spalletti continues to inspire this group of players, and now they have 2 games left before the winter break, but they are seemingly unstoppable. Full-time score at Gevis Stadium: Atalanta 1, Napoli 2.
Serie A B8 was brought to you by Lega Serie A and B8.